Welcome back. Now our focus is shifting to the Dangote Foundation. It's the social corporate responsibility arm, that is CSR arm of the Dangote Group, and it is responsible for contributing over $100 million in charitable funds to several causes in Nigeria and Africa, and it has done that over the past 4 years. So what exactly is the focus of the Dangote Foundation?
They're looking at the efforts in polio.
They're here to tell us.
Okay.
Thank you. That's why they're here. So it's my pleasure to welcome the MD and CEO of Dangote Foundation, Zuwaira Yusufu.
Hello.
Good morning.
Thank you
And
for
she's
having
come
us.
along with Dr. Mero Mandara of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Good morning.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for coming.
You're welcome.
Now, first question.
Yes.
What is the connection between Dangote Foundation and Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation?
So good morning and thank you for having us. The Dangote Foundation and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation have been partnering over the past few years specifically on polio eradication, routine immunization, and now nutrition. So we've been working together on these particular topics for the past few years. So one of the things that we wanted to talk about, one of the good things that have come out of this collaboration is the fact that Nigeria has been declared
Polio-free.
Exactly, but not exactly polio-free.
Delisted
We're
from the
delisted from the list of
polio
endemic
endemic
countries.
countries, yes.
But that means that we still have to maintain our efforts for the next 2 years to make sure that no new cases of polio show up.
Now, Doctor, how do you carry out this work that you're doing? Because in the middle of it somewhere is government. So how do you do that work?
So basically what we do is supporting government. We realize that this is a primary responsibility of government to make sure that all the children in this country remain healthy. And so in this vein, because we're technical expertise and because our two principals have decided to allocate a big chunk of their resources into philanthropy, we support government in making sure that vaccines are bought for children. So all the polio vaccines that are used for children, that the workers are paid, that all the logistics are paid for. So we bring resources, we bring technical expertise, and we support government. And this is crucial because it's a question of equity. If you leave it to government alone, government has a huge number of priorities. So we can help them focus on these, and what we're aiming to get is actually to eradicate polio on earth, so that there's one more disease that's been ticked off and the resources will be released to do other things.
Okay. Today we're talking about Nigeria being delisted from the list of polio endemic countries. You remember it used to be the acronym PAIN. Pakistan, Afghanistan, India, Nigeria. India, of course, was taken off completely last year.
It will soon be pie without Nigeria.
India is gone out already, so it will be PA. And we're hoping that it will be nothing,
Exactly.
very soon. How did we arrive at where we are as being delisted? Because it's huge. We may say, yes, we are not totally free from polio yet, but for 15 months, we've not had any case.
Yes.
How did we arrive at this
And
point?
let me add, it's huge because at one time there was campaign in some parts of the country where government was trying to convince parents to bring their children out because there was some talk about the vaccine being something or the other.
Yes,
Remember?
yes,
So in the face
absolutely.
of all those challenges,
I think for us, what's really made our partnership work, and I think Maru will agree with me, is the fact that in the states in which we've really been the most active, where polio was the most active, so specifically in the Northeast, the partnerships it's really a tripartite relationship. Dangote Foundation puts in 35% of the money, the Gates Foundation puts in 35% of the money, and the state puts in the remaining 30%. So the idea is the states have to have the same skin in the game in this process that we do, right? So somebody coming from the outside can't help you fix your problems. You have to be involved also. So the fact that the states were putting in their own money and their own resources really made the work more effective. Additionally, we really went into the traditional ruler space, so the imams, the malamais, the different traditional leaders, and got them on board with talking about how important it was to have the children immunized. And I think that has had a huge impact. So we're not just talking about the primary health care center and telling people to go, but going to where people are and talking to them through means that they understand, with people that they trust, people whose advice they trust. And I think this is how we've been able to see the progress.
Okay, Dr. Mandara.
And if you remember a couple of months ago, the Emir of Kano actually took a whole vial of vaccines. I mean, there was an incident in a pocket of communities in Kano where women and men in particular would not bring out their kids to be immunized because they thought it was going to harm the kids. The Emir asked for the community to be identified. He physically went to the community. He talked to them about the importance of vaccine. He took a vial of vaccine that could have been to immunize 25 kids, and he swallowed all of it.
Just
and
so
he
to
said,
say, this is safe.
This is your Emir. I've taken a vial of vaccine. And then all the women and all the kids were immunized in that community. So, and it takes the voice of people like Alhaji Aliko Dangote, who is from Kano, who is a local, who is in a Nigerian, where we say a son of the soil, to be able to do that. So with the Emir saying the same thing, Alhaji Aliko saying the same thing, I mean, they wouldn't harm their kids, would they? So those are the kinds of things that we do and work together with the Dangote Foundation.
Okay, I was going to say that, you know, in terms of partnership, of course, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Dangote, Nigeria's Primary Healthcare Development Agency, everybody coming together, because I think in the past we used to see people doing things separately. How has this collaboration really helped?
It has been the key, actually, not just helped, it has been the key to the success. The one thing that I know as a development person that will not work in Nigeria is anybody coming to tell Nigerians what to do. We really don't like that. But where the job is that of our government, and our government stands up to do its responsibility. So the Dangote Foundation and the Gates Foundation literally support. We support because we care about the children of Nigeria. And key to this, actually, is the Sultan of Sokoto. The Sultan has a special committee because a lot of it is in the north. A lot of the issues of polio is in the north. The Sultan has a committee on polio that meets every quarter, that looks at the statistics. So if in one corner kids are not being immunized, the Sultan will call and say, hey, what's happening to the kids here? He may even go. So it's that kind of thing. So for me, the success to it is ownership by the Nigerian government and the Nigerian people and the Nigerian traditional leaders. And we are just being catalytic.
Okay. Now, we still require 2 years before we can be declared polio-free. Now, what are the things that you all, the foundations and government, what are you all planning to do in that time?
So we're continuing the work. So literally all the continuing to immunize the children as required. We will continue to do that. Providing the vaccines, providing the technical support. So basically all the work that we've done so far continues. So there's no end for us just because, you know, this particular deadline has happened. It's not the end of the work for us. So we continue doing what we've been doing for the past few years to make sure that by the end of the 2-year cutoff, that we know for sure that polio is gone forever from Nigeria, then we can focus on other things. But routine immunization has to continue.
How often does a child need that immunization?
The OPV?
The OPV actually is until a child has good immunity. Not just one child, groups of children, herd immunity. So it's not the immunity of one child, it's a group immunity. And a minimum, I mean, we look at about 10,